It's all you, baby.
What you got? What is it? You want me to start playing a couple songs or something?
All right, everybody. So today on the Who's in Knox podcast, I have the pleasure of sitting down with Hayden Bright. He's a rising star in the music scene in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hayden's music is it's a pretty unique fusion of pop and R&B, and I think draws a lot of comparisons to people like Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, and Adam Levine. Dude's super talented on guitar, and he's even more talented on stage. He recently just made a big-ass, bold move. Not just a big, bold move. He's gone full-time for music, quit his job, and so now I'm really excited to get to know him more. You all get to know him more and see where he's headed to next. He's going to play us a couple songs first, though. Thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gunnar, for having me. So yeah, I'll play a couple originals for you. I'm going to play, you know what? I'm going to play some stuff that is not out. Maybe I'll play you one that's out somewhere. But This first one was one of the only songs I wrote last year. And you know what? I'm going to let you digest it how you want. This one's going to be called Not a Kid Anymore. Shape up and wipe your nose, clean cut, put on your sharpest clothes so they won't know, so they won't know. Drink up another round and fake love until you burn it down with your eyes closed, with your eyes closed. I'm not that kid anymore, not the same boy you knew before. You wouldn't recognize me if I walked through the door. I'm not that kid anymore. One month, 2 old ticket stubs. Did you meet the psychic by the old strip club? Guess I won't know. Ooh, best I don't know. Cause I'm not that kid anymore. I'm not the same boy I knew before. I wouldn't recognize me if I walked through my door. I'm not that kid anymore. Shape up and wipe your nose, clean cut, put on your sharpest clothes so they won't know. Ooh, so they won't know. Nice sharp close over there,
That was
buddy.
good. That was really good. Control.
It's
so much.
Thank you. It's, I don't know, man. That's one of those songs. Songwriting is weird for me because sometimes it'll take me. I've literally had songs take me years, and then a song like that just is very personal to me came out within 24 hours. I just sat down.
Really?
I'd say a majority of it came within the first hour and a half. I just went home one night and was like, I need to write something. I feel passionate about just
those are somehow some of the best songs that come about is that way.
Yeah. And the ones I feel like that connect the most with people when I play originals are always those ones that just like were effortless. And it's funny because you have these ones that you're like putting all this thought into. You're like, oh, I want to paint this picture and all this. And those are ones people are like, yeah, those are pretty cool, man. It's a good song. But that one song that doesn't change chords the whole time. You know? It's like, I don't know. It's funny.
You had some funky chords, though. You came up about midway in the neck.
I don't even know what they are. It's some kind of A flat something to A something. I have no idea what it is, but you know what? It sounds cool.
It's really cool.
That's what happens when you're not classically trained whatsoever and you just do it all by ear.
You just get in there and get it done.
That's right. What do you think? You want me to give you a little something? Yeah. A little extra? Yeah. A little round two. What should I, maybe something a little more, maybe I'll play something that you can find somewhere. I think so.
Yeah.
Something that's mine.
Something that's, that I can or can't. I can. Oh, yeah. Hey,
we're not going to
if you play the right song, I'll take you back to my place later.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to play my place. So, yeah, like you said, my name is Hayden Bright. Just look it up. Hayden with a Y. Bright like the sun. That's why I got sunglasses on right now, which I'm actually going to take off. I did not intend to keep these on the whole time. Nor for the start whatsoever. Hey, wow, dude, you're so much more clear.
Oh, dude.
All right. So, yeah, this one's called My Place. I'm going to say it about 600 times. So, if you don't catch the name of it, you probably just didn't listen. But if it gets stuck in your head, look it up. It's on Spotify, wherever you stream music. It's the way you move, the way you groove, the way you do the things you do. You got me thinking that I could go home with you if you wanted to. You can feel the vibes in the room, eyes locked, room in tune, gonna make a move. I guess I'm going home with you, cause you wanted to. You say you're with another man, how funny. I see you dancing all alone. And what you said ain't making sense now, honey. And if you're not going home, let me take you back to my place. Whoa, cause I'm craving your embrace. Whoa, we can kiss and touch, I'll make your heart race. Whoa, let me take you back to my place, to my place. Whoa, let me take you back, let me take you back, let me take you back, take you back to my place. I wanna take you back, wanna take you back, wanna take you back, take you back to my place. We stayed up all night, we stayed up till the morning, nobody sleeping, cause I'm caught up in a pillow talk with you. I dig your vibe, girl. Got me thinking that I never felt more comfort than being lost in you. We're never with another man, how funny. But you're still dancing all alone. Whoa, I know that smile, just take my hand now, honey. And I can't let you go home. Let me take you back to my place. Whoa, cause I'm craving your embrace. Whoa, we can kiss and touch, I'll make your heart race. Whoa, let me take you back to my place, to my place. Whoa, let me take you back, let me take you back, let me take you back, take you back to my place. I wanna take you back, wanna take you back, wanna take you back, take you back to my place. Let me take you back, let me take you back, let me take you back, take you back to my place. I wanna take you back, wanna take you back, wanna take you back, take you back to my place. I was partying somewhere that wasn't my place last night. I just had to cut those falsettos for a second there. Oh, man, it's Sunday. It's recovery day.
Sunday fun. Well, Sunday recovery.
It is fun day, man. Thank you so much for having me out here to do this.
I'm
cool.
real glad you're out here. You're one of the guys that are, you're working really hard, so people need to know about you. And the one thing that I realize that I don't know is that where are you from?
Right here in Knoxville.
You're from Knoxville.
Dude, so I was born Fort Sanders, pretty sure, right down here. First 2 years of my life was like out right by the river. I was born. No, I was kidding. No, dude, out near Solway. But yeah, I've been living West Knoxville my whole life. 6 months, I went up to Boston.
Okay.
Woburn. Right outside of Boston, because one of my good buddies got into Berkeley.
Okay.
And we thought we were going to move our pop punk band up there and flourish, but Berkeley was obviously very time consuming, very expensive city, so we all were working and never had the same schedule, so came back, and here I am.
Wow. So what made you want to get into music then, growing up in Knoxville? I guess, lots of music happening in the city, and you're close to Nashville, but...
Yeah, oddly enough, I really wasn't super into music until closer to middle school.
Okay.
I have an older brother, and he was always very musical. Classic end though. He was, trumpet, he did piano, did stuff like that. I remember I wanted to try to play recorder when I was in kindergarten because he was in 5th grade at the time, and that's you start playing recorder. So like that was my first little taste, but I'd never really focused on it. So I didn't gain interest until it's funny. It was actually 5th grade. Naked Brothers Band. Do you remember them?
The Naked Brothers Band?
They had a movie, and then
all
they had
my
a TV
bands were fully
series.
clothed.
Oh my god! Was Bare Naked Ladies or something? That's another one. So you don't listen to them either. No. So Naked Brothers Band was like a Nickelodeon band. They were around the same age as me. I think they were like between a year to 2-3 years older. So it was like seeing them do this. And they had that. Crazy car. Yeah, anyways, Banana Smoothie, all that stuff. I saw them having fun. My parents had an old VHS, like a camcorder, big, you hold it on your shoulder.
Oh, wow, one of those, yeah.
They had recently, at the times, early 2000s, upgraded to a little small digital camera thing. Mm-hmm. And they were like, here's empty VHSs, have free reign. I saw the Naked Brothers Band movie. I was like, I'm going to make a band. And
that's what's up.
So I'd say about 5th, 6th grade.
You and your recorder getting out there?
No, I saw the movie and I went to a pawn shop with my dad and bought a keyboard, which ironically is one of my least fluent instruments to date. I could play a little bit of keys, but like I thought I was going to be a key player.
Right.
And then my brother got a guitar around that time, and I was like, screw guitar, that's dumb. And then he sucked, obviously, at first, and I was like, yeah, that's really dumb.
Proves my point.
And then when he got good, because I was really into sports and stuff, and I was like, I don't need music. And then he started getting good at guitar, and he started having girlfriends that liked his guitar playing, and I was like, wait a second. I'm just a meathead. I need to learn some artsy stuff. And that kind of flipped the switch. I'd say by seventh grade was my first time to perform at a talent show. We played some red jumpsuit apparatus, face down. Everyone thought it was crazy because, it's whatever. But that finalized it. I'd say 7th grade, I was like, I'm doing music. And I say that, and I took like a 6-year break. But here I am.
So when did you start up again? Like what made you the Hayden that you are now?
Really, just a lot of life, man. A lot of self-reflection and just kind of realizing. I think my first go around with music, I realized that some of it came more easily to me. Like as far as like you were talking about those chords. I don't know what I'm playing. I can hear certain things, and like that type of stuff came naturally. And hold on, wait. No, I was looking at this freaking thing over here. What? You said when did I start back up? That's right.
Well, when you
the outlet freaking got me, dude.
Yeah, it started making faces at you.
It did, dude. But no, the first go around with music, I was like, I don't know. A lot of people, you'd get a big head. Especially in my high school, there was me and there was one other band in the whole high school, and they were a grade below us. So it was like. Everyone was like, oh, that's the people in the band. So it just the ego was really bad at an early stage. And I think...
been there, done that.
I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was in it for the attention and just to feel cool and whatever. And started getting... I had like my most serious girlfriend, and that whenever that started happening, we moved into each other. We did bump into each other a couple times. Like I think I ran into her once or twice in the house. No, but once that happened, it's like, and other life started happening with other people. It was like seeing that attainable thing in front of me every day, right there, and then music always being oh man, this would be cool if like it was always. I slowly put it on the back burner, and then slowly started turning the back burner down more and more, and eventually it was completely off, and I had my one focus. When that ended, I thought for a second, I was like, I'm going to do music. And then within a couple months, I was into another very serious relationship, which ended last summer. And after that, I got out of that one, and I went, okay, hold on. This whole time I've been thinking about music, not doing anything about it. I was like, I know people that are doing it. I know how to get back out there. And I thought about it. I was like, dude, you're freaking... At the time, I was like, I'm 26. I'm like, I'm not too old to start doing music. But for the vision I had as a 17-year-old, like, on the train a little late. So let's... Rather than trying to skip over steps and put in cheat codes, like, let's just do the steps that you have to take to get to where you want to do. And rather than being like, oh, I'm going to be a superstar, I'm just looking at right now as like, dude, I just want to increase my quality of life. I want to not wake up 5 days a week going... I don't want to do this today. It's like, and that's like you said. I made that jump to this full time, and that's more recent. It's been about it's been about a month and a half maybe doing that now.
Just full on.
Just full music, nothing else.
And you told me the other day that you quit your job and now you're full time into music.
Yeah. No, and it was cool actually. The job I was working prior to was a very small company, and the owner was very, very encouraging and helpful. Because like he'd been running his company that I was working for over 20 years, and one piece of advice he gave me, he told me, he's like, if you're turning down gigs to come work at this, and this isn't your passion, you're not getting as much money as you get at your gigs. He's like, now's the time more than ever that you should give it a shot. And he was like, making sure I believed it.
Yes.
But he also told me, he's like, but if you're going to do this, he's like, as soon as you leave here, go home and write what you need to do to make it feasible to be an actual career, to sustain you. And he said that he wasted about 2 years before he got his company off the ground because he had every idea, but it was just in his head. So he'd be like, oh, I need to do this. And it's like he knew everything he needed to do, but until he could start crossing it off the list, he wouldn't get it done. So it was to see someone that's, I mean, obviously in a different field.
Right.
But to know and be in the stage that I'm in right now years ago and be like, these are my mistakes.
So what were like some things that you had to do? You had to break up, and then you had to...
broken up, get dumped.
Then you had to meet me, and then you had to get on the podcast. So like, what's next? What else do you have to do?
Man, so I've got a good bit of... shows coming up, and they're really consistent. Almost all my weekends are booked and stuff, but I think the next step for me, there's kind of a couple. One is definitely, I like getting out. I like the physical connection. I've recently learned to really love to be an extrovert. I used to be so introverted, but I've got to get on the social media game a little bit, figure that stuff out. But other than that, as far as on the route that I'm currently doing, I just want to start branching out a little bit. Because, I mean, realistically, if I'm playing 4 to 5 shows a week,
right,
and they're all in Knoxville, then it's like, even my friends will be like, oh, I can catch them tomorrow, or oh crap, what, this is and it's like, I don't know, because some bars don't care if you bring in 0 people as long as you make the people that are there stay. So it's like, that's fine, but so I don't know, I want to branch out because there's so many markets within 3-4 hours of here that
so. Well, you're doing the thing that all bands used to do back in the day, still kind of do today. You take over that one city, and then you go to the next one, and then you just keep branching out. That's what you're doing. How do you? But how could you branch out more in Knoxville, though? Like, what is a market here that could really?
So one thing that I want to see, and going to these open mics, and now that I'm booking more of my own stuff, I don't get to attend as many, and I'm hoping. The open mic that me and Adam recently started hosting, I'm hoping that this will be a platform for what I'm about to say as well. But I'm starting to meet a couple like pop type singers. Like Noah is phenomenal. Noah Gray hopped up on my set last night, and I was making a stank face half the time. I just stepped back and was playing guitar. I was like, you can just sing, and he would hit these runs. But like, I want to find, because I feel like pop, R&B, hip hop, those are very, very relative to each other. But also, as far as Knoxville goes, I know it's out there. I've seen it, but it's not super public. And I've been talking to venues that are willing to host.
What is public shows around here anyway?
I'd say Knoxville it's a lot of singer-songwriter for the most part.
Yeah.
But you've got your jam bands, you've got your, and surprisingly, really not tons of country. Like people cover it. Like you can go out to a bar and you'll see a couple. Like I do a couple country covers, but like I'd say consistently, there's even some funk every now and then. I love some good funk, but like I never see a pop band.
So what made you want to like? There's a lot of music out there. You grew up in a country kind of state, but you're pop and R&B. What?
And it's recent. It's recent.
Okay.
So. My original passion when I first started music was I was a pop punk kid. The emos, All Time Low, The Maine, We the Kings, Mayday Prayer, like that kind of vibe.
I love
Paramore. And then I guess that kind of slowly changed into like not All That Remains. I did listen to them briefly when I was in middle school, but A Day to Remember, like a little slightly heavier stuff.
Yep.
And then it kind of tamed back to more of the emo,
the most
like
poppiest heavy metal band of all time.
Right. And I started getting into like the Midwestern emo. So it was always like that kind of emo rock of some variety.
Yeah.
And then I got to do a little bit of touring with like a post-hardcore band. And that I'm not super into heavy, but man, the energy at those shows was crazy. But doing all of it, I was like, man, I've tried music in a few different projects, and none of them caught on. I never did any for longer than a couple years, but I was like, what if there was a shortcut of some way? And I thought about like selling a song. If I could write a pop song, I was like, if what's the one that could pay the most if I could just do, and it'd probably be like pop or country or something like that. So I was like, well, I can't write country, but I can't say can't.
I don't know. You've been through a couple breakups.
I think I
could do it.
I'm drinking a cold beer or two.
Yeah.
Taking a ride in my dad's truck, So, no, dude.
Tearing mud up in my Mazda. Let's go.
Yes, that'll be the new one. It'll be country the trap beat. Mud in the Mazda.
Got the 12-inch subs in the back.
God, dude.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Tell me about this band that you were in, because we talked and you said you opened up for a couple that I have heard of and seen live, and I was like,
the old Arctica Boys. I'm actually playing with them this month in like
No way.
2-3 weeks. Dude, if you're free.
Where?
In Lexington.
Okay.
I can't. Manchester's Music Hall or something. I don't know.
No way.
I don't know Lexington.
So when you were in the band, did you, were you a singer, or did you play guitar? Like,
dude, so it was so. I say was. I mean, we still play our one-off shows here and there, but that's the first experience I've had where all I did was sing. Didn't have to do an instrument. I didn't have to play anything. So I just got to interact with people and sing, and it's amazing. It's wonderful.
And you like that more than just the guitar and you up there?
See, like, now the solo shows and stuff are kind of fun. The acoustic gigs are fun every now and then, but like, ideal for me if the money from the shows wasn't a factor at all, and it was just everyone's getting paid what they should be getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
I would not play an instrument. Not because I don't like to, but because, one, there's so many people that are way better than me at guitar or any other instrument. And like, I also, that's the more people up there, the more vibe you get. It's fun. You get to look out, like, especially when I'm just singing and I'm not playing an instrument. And if it's like an instrumental break, I can look back and I can go hug one of the guys. I can go fist bump the drummer. It's fun. I get to interact, or I get to go talk to someone in the front row. Like, that kind of stuff's cool. So I definitely prefer just singing. And I used to like to hide behind my guitar, because when I was first starting to sing, I was nervous, and I'd be like, oh, well, if I just covered up with decent guitar playing. And now my singing absolutely outdoes my guitar playing.
So, what was the band that you played with? You played with...
So with Arctica, a couple of the big names, we played with Emarosa.
Okay.
A couple of years back, we played with Issues as well. And then kind of a next step down, Picturesque. That's who we've played with them before, and we're playing with them. That's who we're playing with this month in a couple weeks.
In Lexington?
Yeah, I'm saying I got 3 more seats in the car. If you want to hop up there, we're going.
What day? Is it in the week? Is it in the weekend?
It's a Friday.
I'm going to go.
I
gotta go.
Dude, you should. I will be up leaving in the morning, coming back by 4 a.m. Saturday morning.
I got to go.
You should do it. Adam's going.
I got to go.
No pressure.
Last time I saw them was at the Rebel Lounge in Phoenix. That was like 2015.
So Phoenix guy then. So were you ever big on the Maine?
The Maine?
Yeah,
no.
Because they're from, where are they from? Were they from Phoenix?
I don't...
They're from Arizona.
No.
I know that.
I just know that they weren't heavy enough for me. It was Owl City and Attila,
Okay, yeah. Yeah. The Maine,
no in between.
They're awesome. I could go on about them. They're such.
So who do you? What about now? Like who do you listen to now to keep you going?
Dude, that's such a hard question. What I find myself doing now is like, someone will suggest a song, or I'll have to learn a song, and I'll just go to that song on Spotify, play it, and then just let whatever comes after it. So like my daily mixes, I think like the 3 this morning that popped up. One had like freaking Kendrick Lamar on it. The other one had Justin Bieber, and then the other one had CCR or something.
Okay.
And then I know I had another daily mix the other day that was like, it depends. I would say most consistently, and this is more recent within the last year or two, I get on a Mac Miller kick a lot, and I used to not listen to him much. And his later albums, and a couple people introducing me to that, it's a good vibe for any type of feeling, depending on what you want to listen to.
So when you're playing, and more so when you're writing and recording, how do you know that you want to make it pop? Do you just pull up your guitar or do you start something at the computer? How do you go about your writing?
So usually for me, I feel like when I'm writing, I get either a riff or a progression on the guitar, or I'll be out doing something and I get a melody in my head for a vocal. Now with that, you just kind of, I'll piece it together however it comes. Usually though, like some people have they'll get like an idea for a hook, and so a lot of people start there and then build from that. I'll typically just go front to back, and if I get stuck on the second verse, then I'll maybe move on to the bridge. But like I almost always will, if I even just get some type of a sound in my mind, try to get that intro, try to get that first verse to make sure the verse and the chorus is going to tie in. I don't know, but it's weird. Like I said, I only wrote 2 songs last year, and 2 songs over the last about 6 years.
Well, you're busy.
Yeah,
you're busy
because I'm
making
playing all
everyone
these
feel
other
good.
ones that I haven't recorded. Because I wrote so many before and never did anything with them.
You got to hear these.
Oh,
you gotta hear
some
these.
of those? Let me see. Like an older one. Actually, so I said My Place was, I think, my first attempt at a pop song, and I might be wrong because I think, let me see. If I can remember this song, you might like it. It's kind of funny. Let's see. I think it's, you're asking for it, man, so. It's something like, let me see. It says like, no, it's this. Oh, there it is. Getting those jazzy chords in there. Let's see. This one's going to be called Keep It on the Low, so we'll see what happens. I used to play it, I wrote this on a keyboard with just a bass line, so we're going to see what happens. Hey girl, let's keep it on the low. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? And I got it bad for you, I adore you. How about you meet me by the door, yeah? This place is getting kinda old anyway, and I'ma say you're looking damn fine. Hop in the whip and we're cruising, baby. Take you downtown for the goosey, hey. Do you like it on the rocks? Are you choosy? You can be what you want, I don't mind as long as I can make you mine. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? Hey girl, let's keep it on the low. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? Cruising down 4D and we're faded, singing the thoughts out all the old songs that we hated. Talking shit on the exes we dated, we hated how they never appreciated. Tried so hard for us so that we would make it. I gave my whole heart to you, gave my heart to you, but you never knew how to come through. Found this new gal and she's everything I'd ever wished you be. Excuse me, I'm gonna find my honey and we'll just leave, yeah, low. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? Girl, let's keep it on the low. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? And you know that my heart and soul are burning for you. And I hope that you feel the same way too. And if that's the case, then there's nothing could break us in two. Well, yeah, let's get to making love. It's what we're supposed to do. Hey girl, let's keep it on the low. I got a place that we can go. Don't worry, nobody will know. Who gives a shit about that though? had to pull that one out of the bag of tricks. I was forgetting it there a little bit.
That was a pretty good trick. That was a pretty good trick. I like how some of the chords you in there, you leave the open bottom strings there.
Yeah.
Top strings, bottom strings. They're the bottom. They're on the bottom of the guitar.
I say bottom.
Yeah, the bottom.
I say, yeah.
I say top. You say bottom.
Hey!
And
When I say... Okay.
what did I say again?
When I say top. Okay.
That's a pretty cool song. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anyone does it. They write those sappy little love songs. That wasn't really sappy. That was kind of... That was
fappy.
Good. Fappy, sappy.
Oh,
nappy make me want to take a nap, dude.
Yeah, nap it out.
How do you do that? How do you write a song about a girl that's just, or that special someone? How do you write that? How do you do that?
You get your heart broken.
Is that what you do?
Or you see a freaking dime piece for the first time. Like, not the first time ever, but like the first time you're like, oh, shit, dude. You got to capture that because it's got to be genuine. But because if you don't, that's like that song. That was one of those one came out in one night song.
It was a one night. And then it turned into a one day.
I think it was one morning that turned into a night session song. I don't know. Starting early at the coffee shop.
That's
Maybe.
pretty cool.
It's cool.
That's a pretty cool song.
Right. Thank you.
I know what you're talking about though. When you see someone, and it kind of starts down here.
Yeah. Below the diaphragm.
Right. Well,
above.
I was thinking right here in your solar plexus.
Oh.
But I know what you mean too.
Yeah, that's a little less noticeable.
How often does that happen to you? That you see, you're a newly single man, been so since summer.
Dude, it's odd. You would think, like, people ask me, they're like, oh, you're doing all these shows. I bet you're like, you go home with... Dude, I've noticed less and less the more I've actually started making a career out of this music. And I was just talking to someone about this the other day. They're like, I was going to something. They're like, oh, you don't have any arm candy to go with you. And I was like, nah, I never do, unless it's my guitar. Oh, man.
I only love my bed and my guitar.
Dude, I haven't been on a date in like 9 months, but it's like I don't crave it, and I don't like... Obviously, when someone's hot, you're going to notice it, but it's not like... It's just, I don't know, it's different now. I see it, and I'm like, I wonder if she sings. Because it's like, I want to get her on a stage to bring more people in to like hit that Playboy demographic. Yo.
Playboy demographic.
So well, Playboy. I mean, no. Not like that.
Do you mean like
yes,
like hot? So
I meant like, yo, Playboy.
Who gets more? So
I was just trying
if a girl is up there, and woman's up there, she's singing. Does she have more guys that come to the show or more girls?
That's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one. I think it depends on if the girl is a freaking tattooed baddie. All the girls that wish that they had the courage to tat themselves up, they're gonna love that. So there might be more of them than the dudes. Now, if it's like, say, like a Taylor Swift type, like just all prim and proper, I feel like that would be for some people. Like, I don't know, maybe some of the girls wouldn't. That would be more of a guy show because they'd be like, oh, dude, nice. Because like I even see, like, I say that just because for me, from my perspective, like when I walk into an unfamiliar bar and I've got my rings on and I got my circle frames on and I got my unnecessary stuff but necessary for me, I feel the look sometimes, and it's like people, it's like from dudes is what I'm talking about, they'll be standoffish kind of because they're like, who's this guy, this fucking cupcake, but then you like talk to him and you neutralize that like show, like I'm not here to compete with anybody, I'm just being me. And
where are you going, to Cotton Eye Joe's?
No, I get accepted there now. There's this one bar in particular, they did not even want to serve me. Not only the people at the bar were looking at me weird, but the people behind the bar. It was this biker bar in another town.
Oh yeah, you might be a little bit too...
And I tipped a person like $5 on a freaking $2 beer because I was like, well, maybe this will make it right. Nah. I tried to get another beer and I ended up leaving before I could get it.
He was like, he's trying to pay me for something.
No, dude. It was terrible. Dude had a gun on his waistband behind the counter. I don't know if that's legal or not.
What is this, like
I'm not sitting here saying.
Did they have chain link up by where the bands play and everything too? Like what?
There was a Confederate flag behind the stage, I think.
Love that.
Yeah,
love that. And there was a pride flag right below that one, right?
I don't believe there was one within 15 miles of that place. They probably thought I was trying to come put one up or something. What in the world got you out there?
That sounds like a little bit outside of...
You know what did? Music. I was supporting a friend, and they had a show, so I was like, yeah, come by. And like one of my friends was like, isn't that a biker bar? And I was like, I don't give a shit, dude. I ride a motorcycle.
Now you think
I
you
ride a
hated-
street bike. They also probably would have hated that. They're chopper guys. They'd be like, look at that freaking. I could beat him in a race.
You know, I almost ran over one of those guys the other day because they were.
White helmet, black bike. Was it me?
No, not
Aw.
you. This was a red bike.
I would
red
have
helmet.
forgiven you. Oh,
Yeah.
red bike, Honda, CBR.
Dude, I don't know.
Maybe a little CBR action.
I don't
saw
know.
one
It was
yesterday.
cool. Sounded cool. Hauled Petunia. It was pretty. It was pretty.
You know,
cool.
there's a red CBR in my garage. My brother's first bike. Hopefully he doesn't ever listen to this because I'm gonna give you permission to. No, I'm just kidding.
You wanna? Let's go up, make a Sevierville trip. Do a Cades Cove. We'll run away from bears in the bikes.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go mountain biking?
Oh man.
Let's go mountain biking. We'll really get in with the bears.
I don't think I'm qualified for that. Do you know what that entails?
Oh yeah, I used to do it a lot. It entails riddling your body with scars eventually if you want to start doing the downhills.
You do, and then you got to get a special bike because the other one was gonna break on you.
Yeah.
And you gotta.
Yeah.
I mean that.
I went through when I first my first downhill trail to go on a mountain bike because I was just riding like walking trails to get exercise and I started like finding little bumps and some. I was like, man, this would be fun to like actually hit jumps. I didn't do any research and I went to Sharps Ridge and my first downhill was the Double Black Diamond, whatever the heck that's called.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Midnight, whatever.
So you didn't you walk down it. That's what. ended
Oh
up
no, I rode with brakes fully on the whole way. I'm sure my pads got warped, but like I went down the first drop and there's these two big bank turns. I'm like, oh, this is sick. This looks cool. And then I immediately started slowing down because it's like a 2-foot path and 15-foot drop down below. It's crazy, but it was fun. And then I ate shit a lot.
It was fun. I
cool.
almost died.
Shout out to Baker Creek though. That's where I learned my mountain biking.
Okay.
They got a lot of cool trails out there. I haven't been in years, but
We could do the next podcast on the
let's
on the
do
mountain
it.
bike.
On the bikes.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll strap a pack to each other. Have the sound guys running back there okay, levels are good. Keep going.
It would turn into an ASMR fucking session.
You hear a
with us
bear in the background.
It's
It's like, oh, Mr. Bear, do you want to be on the pod too?
Dude, I love bears. I really do.
Well,
But that's not what I know it's not a bear podcast. Well, I'll start one.
have you ever met a bear? You ever been in all of
in the wild?
bear stories are crazy, but some things
I
that
wanna hear 'em all.
happen during or after the show are also crazy.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me about a bear that you met. Dude.
I have,
Stories after the show.
yeah, or
Oh, dude.
maybe during the show that you're like, I
During the
can't
show.
believe that happened.
Really? Man, see, after the show, I usually don't remember those crazy stories. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, you're not allowed to talk about those.
Depending.
He's got good lawyers, NDAs, and everything.
What's something that's happened recently? I mean, last night I was cracking up because I made a fictional person named Skeeter, and this table loved it, dude. And I was laughing for probably about a minute, just looping the intro of this song. And I checked out my Venmo later, and they tipped me, and it just said Skeeter with 3 exclamation marks. That's not crazy, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Wait, so who's Skeeter?
Oh, I don't know. I just made it up. He's some guy that loves country music.
Oh,
out there.
okay.
Yeah,
What's he
somewhere.
do for during the day?
Dude, he farms, and he hates on people that calls Tyler Childers country music.
Oh,
He says, that's not country. I met him 2 days ago
oh.
in Granger County.
He sounds like he needs to take a bath. He might smell a little bit.
Oh, he stinks, but it's just the cow manure. He works the farm.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's hardworking.
Hard-working, manure smelling.
Someone
son of a
doesn't
gun.
understand this guy. Like he needs some
I
therapy.
don't think
maybe
Skeeter understands himself. That's why he's
does
bitter.
need therapy.
And he thinks he's just plowing manure. He's like, oh, let's get my anger out. Mm-hmm. But then while he's plowing manure, he's thinking about, man, Tyler Childers isn't country music. And he just gets all mad out on his farm, dude. He does. That's Skeeter. But he's all right.
Do you have anything against Tyler?
No. So I don't listen to much country music, but that's like, if I said I'd listen to country, I would name Tyler Childers. I know one Tyler Childers song.
Uno Mas?
People usually like it.
What's which one is that?
Feathered Indians.
Okay.
Me and Adam sing it together. And we always are like, since he raps and I'm like pop singer, I'm like, yeah.
I just saw him on. It was snowing out. And he was at the Red Rocks, Colorado.
What?
That was there was a YouTube.
Oh, I
of
thought you were
him
talking
doing
about
that.
Adam. I was like,
No,
you guys saw each
no.
other. What?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you weren't invited.
Dang.
We thought you'd be weird. No.
And now we have confirmed that you would be weird. So
So where do you really see yourself like playing? Like, are you? I mean, I'm guessing you want to be a stadium sold out kind of guy.
I mean, yeah, that's I think the dream for any performing musician.
Okay. So what's like? So what's the goals then for now?
I think for me, it's really what's been helping me lately is just seeing the small picture first and like puzzling it together. Like, you know, obviously have the big picture in mind, have that direction that you want to work towards. But for now, it's I want to see myself in. I don't even mind like the same stage of performing that I'm at right now, just branching out more. Like I said before, getting into other markets. Start getting support from our neighboring cities and stuff like that. You know, I don't have to jump up like, you know, for that songwriter competition. The Bijou was awesome, and like I hope sooner than later I get to play a real show there. But I'm not in a rush because as of right now, I've not been as happy with the way life's going as I am in a long time. And it's like I'm not making tons of money. I'm not like making the most I ever have. I'm not. You know, I don't know. I was going to say I'm not doing anything crazy, but like to me, it kind of is because I'm supporting my life through just making people happy, playing music, getting to express my feelings because sometimes my words don't convey that clearly.
Right.
I don't know. It's cool. Like, I mean, I've even had people already with some of my songs be like, hey, that really, like that Not a Kid Anymore. I talked with this guy for like an hour the other night he was like, I feel like that first verse was about me. And he gave me some really good insight on it. It's like to hear that people actually, an original song can touch someone enough to want to tell me what it meant to them. Yeah. Like they didn't have to do that. I'm just some guy that lives in Knoxville playing music, trying to make it happen. But like that's another thing that's like, it's awesome. So I don't know. It's not necessarily the stage. It's just I want to see the impact more so than where necessarily I am or who I'm playing for. I just want to know that it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's not. I'm not out here to get the girls and all this stuff from it. Like when I was in high school, I wanted to be, you know, the guitarist. But like now, I'm like, dude, I just want to. I don't know. I want to feel like what I'm doing is meaningful. Because every other job I've had, I'm like, yeah, I go through the motions, I do the job, but like, I don't see the meaning of me doing it. And this is like something completely cultivated within myself. That's like.
So do you think that not having as many as originals? You're doing a lot of bar gigs, right? So a lot of club stuff. People like to hear original covers,
right?
Because it's something they connect to. They have fun with it. It's like okay, but I mean, how do you feel about doing more of your originals? Do you think that's going to allow you to bring more of a fan base in at that point, or how do you? Because that's really what you need, right, to get to that next level. Also, see how it swivels up. Just go ahead and...
Oh, a little swivel action.
Yeah. Go ahead. Turn it the other way. So instead of down, like this. Yeah.
Oh, that's a little temper.
Yeah, then you pull it down. There you go.
Man, I'm glad that you're teaching me this. you're trying not to just laugh at me over there. Oh, watch. Did you know it can do this? Watch this. You're like, don't touch that. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to murder you. I thought I was tightening it.
Figuratively speaking.
Yeah. At least not on camera, dude. Like,
no.
Not on camera.
I remember the first time I ever met you. We were at the Open Chord. And it was Chris was putting on a open mic. And I saw you and I was like, this guy's pretty. He's very pretty. And, you're kind of sitting there. You're standing with your little whiskey thing that you
Jack
drink.
And Coke. I was
Coke.
on that kick for months, man.
And I'm like, there's no way this guy wants to talk to me. Like, he's too cool. He's way too cool. And then, I don't know, we just kind of started to get to know each other and everything. But you got up there and played. And it was like, oh, my God. Like, I don't want to talk to him. He's too good. Like, because it's a lot better than you got a voice. That's the big thing that, as an artist, and makes you, I think, really good at what you can do. I couldn't quit my job and make money doing this. Like, I'm going to need to keep my day job.
I wouldn't say that.
But you can do it. That's pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool.
You know, and that's kind of another thing that I think that helped me push myself was the amount of people, once I got back into doing the open mics and just trying to meet the music community that is 2022, 2023 Knoxville.
Yeah.
So many people that I didn't know on a personal level at all were saying that type of thing. And it's like, people always, would be like, oh, good set. But, like, people would say, like, dude, you can do this. And it's like, it's crazy because, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, kind of like before, when people tell me input on a song that I wrote, like, no one has to say any of that. But the fact that people that don't know me are saying things like that, it's kind of like, I don't know. I owe it to myself to give it a shot. But realistically, doing it full time, I wouldn't even say. I think more people can do it than think they can. It's just, I was fortunate enough to have something like I had some money saved up from a prior job, so I had like a cushion to get started if it wasn't to take off very quickly. But when you cut everything else out and you make it your daily, the only thing you have to do is make your music make revenue or do something.
Right.
It's wild how many doors will start opening up, because the entertainment industry, a lot of it's just these people that book these shows, they just want you to be available anytime they need you. So as long as you can say yes, then the more you say yes, the more it comes. But then that kind of turns into more opportunities to say no. And at that point, it's like, so it's, I don't know. It's building relationships but pushing yourself, because it's really not that far fetched. Because I mean, unless you have to have this and that and this every day and live like a king, like I can live pretty simplistically if I want to, So it's just being real with yourself and understanding.
I buy the off-brand condoms. I don't need to use them.
Oh, I don't even use them. No, I'm kidding. That's too expensive. No, I'm kidding. That's horrible. I don't even have sex. So there you go.
Virginity rocks.
Well, yeah. Oh, man. Dude, now I'm laughing. I don't even know why I'm laughing, dude. Because you're taking your clothes off. I'm just kidding. You're not.
I only did one button. Hold on. You got a voice. How did you come by the voice? This is something that really makes you Hayden, because you said there's a lot of guitar players around here. Not a lot of dudes with voices that do the falsetto, even though they. Yeah. Okay. Tell me. So, how'd you come about your voice? Like, you started with the. And really young, you saw your brother with the guitar, and you had a piano. But when did you start singing? Because that's always.
So singing was, when I started getting a little better at guitar, I started talking to kids at school about, let's play together, let's do that. And I had a friend that got a guitar right around the same time as me. And he sang first. He was in chorus, like elementary, middle school, all that stuff. Actually, not middle school, I don't know, whatever. But he sang really well. His whole family they just naturally, they could sing. They understood it, and they all had really good voices. And so I started seeing him sing, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. And I was like, well, I just want to do lead guitar and background vocals. And so I had this one CD I listened to front to back daily and learned all the background vocals too. And it kind of taught me, like, oh, this is fun. And just see the people, like, when we bust out harmonies, people are like, whoa, And then we started doing trade-off vocals. And at that point, I was like, when he started getting to points where he would do certain notes or certain runs or things that I was like, oh man, I really want to be able to do that. And it just pushed me every day, pushed me until we were like dead even. And then he kind of took a step away from music, and I was like, well, I'm not going to stop here. I just got to keep going. So I would listen to, basically, I thought about like what you said, like, a lot of people, there are a lot of guitarists, there's a lot of singers, there are, but, not a whole lot that, because in the bar scene, you don't have to do too much flashy stuff. If you play the right songs and you hit the notes where they're supposed to be, you don't have to add all the runs in. You don't have to do all that. But for me, it was like, I thought about it. It's like, if I was going to be a singer, what, like, the things that made me feel awesome when I would sing with my friend were when we would hit those not unison, but like harmonized runs, and the reactions. So I was like, well, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to do runs, but crazy. So I started listening to like R&B. I started listening to, I don't know if you know Alan Stone. Grew up in like a gospel background, but he's like a singer-songwriter, very soulful, like just has like that kind of like that church choir vibrato, but like he's also kind of like hip, like pop, not quite pop. So stuff like that. And then like, I don't know, listening to Charlie Puth and stuff, just listening to that and being like, I was like, that's what I want to be able to do, those crazy things and hit every pitch spot on when and so that's when scales and all that boring stuff happen.
Okay.
But
sounds pretty non-methodical. Like
Yeah.
you just had fun with it.
I just kind of kept going, and when I would hear something that stuck with me, like, oh, that was cool, I would try to mimic the run or whatever, and then
Yep.
just start. And I'm still very much in the process of learning how to improvise that type of stuff. But now I can mimic all kinds of vocal things, but I don't know. I'll always be learning, though.
Always, if you're not learning, you've stagnated, and that's no bueno.
Yep. Can't be content.
So, tell us about some stuff that's coming up and what you got going on, and where people can come and see you at if they want to see you, which they will.
So, this week we've got, it's a little slower of a week. I've got Friday night, it's the first time I'm playing at Fountain City Social. And it's going to be interesting. I got a portion of the set myself, and then there's a couple good friends of mine. They just started a group called the 25th Hour.
Okay.
And they're like a duo, and they're going to play for a little bit, and then we're all going to join for the last 45 minutes or so and play. Ryan Val's going to be out there on bass. It'll be a good time. That'll be Friday night. I believe it's at 7. And then actually coming up Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Tell them about the Sunday stuff.
Yeah, we'll be so every second and fourth Sunday of the month, me and Adam are hosting the open mic at Poor Tap Room.
And that's Adam Pins, right?
Adam Pins, ADXM.
ADXM.
Adam with the name.
This is ADXM, Adam on the...
Right? Yeah. But no, it's really cool. Mariah over at Poor gave us this opportunity, and we're wanting to create a platform for really, I mean, for anyone that's wanting to play music around here, but especially for people that, like Adam in the rap genre, people that feel like their music isn't accepted or isn't welcome here, because we've got the all clear from that venue as well as a couple others that we can get these people in touch with. We want them to just know that, hey, come out here. If you want to play some tracks and just sing to it, I got you. Like, if you want to come out and bring a band, I got you. Like, obviously keep it time cognizant.
I got some tracks that I'd sing to.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And that's one thing I've noticed. I've been to some open mics around, not just here, but just in general, that they kind of sometimes will be like, it's like, oh, you want to run a track? It's like, like they might do it, but it's kind of like, that's annoying. Because, I mean, I see why. Someone sent me a YouTube karaoke track that wasn't mixed at all, so I just had to stand there the whole time and like change the volume the whole. But it's like, I don't mind, dude. We're the host. I'm in charge of that kind of stuff.
So that's at Tap Pour Room.
It's at Poor Tap Room,
Poor Tap
in the
Room.
Old City. Yep. Was it Jackson and Gay Street, kind of where they meet?
And that's the first and third?
Second and fourth.
Second and fourth Sunday.
Yeah. And the first and thirds, you go Status Dough. So
Status Dough,
hit
that's
them
right.
up one week and then come to us the other week.
Well, what social medias do you use the most? Like, what is to go to if they want to reach out and hit you up?
I'd say I'm trying to get better with Instagram. I probably post most frequently on there. Maybe Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook's my primary, I'd say. Just Hayden Bright. Instagram's Hayden Bright Music _
Well, that's all going to be on our website and in our social medias too. Anything else you wanna say before we get out of here?
My parents rock. My brother's cool. Love my family. I do want to thank you again for bringing me out here. This is cool. Like I said, I've never had like a podcast experience. So, look, what do I do with my hands?
This is what you just keep them out your pants. That's all you got to do.
I tried to keep these jeans covered up because they have a big hole in the crotch. But I wore black underwear, so that if it opens up, you can it doesn't look that bad.
There's going to be a tag at the end of this explicit. It's going to have the little E on the Spotify.
Well, see, here's the thing. I wear these pants. Actually, it's funny. I have 2 pairs of black pants that I wear regularly, both holes in the crotch. Why do I not have new ones? I don't know. But I cover that. There's this Daniel Caesar song, Japanese Denim, and one of the lines is, "My blue jeans will last me all my life."
Okay.
And not any time, but if I'm wearing these black jeans and I play that song, sometimes I'll be like, my blue jeans, not my black ones. And just show the whole everyone in the venue my hole in my pants. Now it's a little too big for that. It was tiny.
Well, now they could finally actually see it. Like, they had to get close to see, what is he talking about? That happened to me in the theater. My dang Hot Topic jeans, they just went and
What?
And I had to walk through the mall because it was...
Up the ass?
Yeah,
Ooh.
bad.
See, mine, I had some rip all the way to the right butt cheek pocket the other day. I was like, I put them on because I knew there was a small
What kind
hole.
of aerodynamics are you trying to perform?
I don't know what happened, dude. I knew there was a hole, and I put them on, and I took a step. Was like, man, my butt cheek feels breezy, and I reached, and it was like ripped all the way to the pocket, dude.
You like these new pockets? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for coming on Who's in Knox.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure being here.
It's been fun.